The topic of this session is fundamentals of Python. In this session, we are going to cover introduction to Python, setting up Python, basic syntaxes, control flow, data structures, functions, error handling, and modules and packages. So, in introduction to Python, Python is very basic and popular language, which is very easy to learn and which is very well known for its clear and readable syntax. It is a very straightforward language. It's just like we are reading an English document. It is very pretty straightforward, and anyone can start make any projects and applications from it. So Python is widely used in many platforms, and uh, it is widely used in web development. It has a very great framework like Django and Flask. With Django, there are very popular websites that is made in Django. It's like Instagram and social Spotify and some of the popular languages as websites as well. Python is widely used in data science and machine learning as well. It is very popular in it. So major libraries are used in is like Python, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and scikit-learn. Python is also used in system administration and DevOps as well, where its popular tools are like Jenkins and Travis. You all heard of it. Now, let's go to the setting up Python. So first of all, we for to set up the Python, we have to go to Python website and download the executable installer from it. Select by selecting Python version, and just by running, we can install it just by this easy steps by run executable installer. Add Python to their path. Well, generally we don't have to do it because while installing, it automatically take the path to the environmental variable. And to verify if it is installed, we simply has to go to our command prompt and type Python and hit enter so that we can see its version and to verify it is installed. And to verify pip has installed, just go to cmd and type pip and we can verify it. To start coding in Python, there are some of the popular IDEs, that is PyCharm, Jupyter, and VS Code. I generally use VS Code because it is very easy to install packages and extensions in it, and by creating all the servers and variables. So before going into basic syntaxes and coding, I am going to show you a basic Python program that what we can achieve with this Python code. So generally in day-to-day life, we have such problems in data by reading it and getting like clients' data in very different forms. So if, as you can see, that we have a data in text file, and we have to that it is not very accessible to us uh, by text. So we can convert this code and this data easily into Excel file. So I have a code sample where we can see it has we have regular expression to read the data. I just get files, read all the text file in the folder, and convert by matching patterns. I convert I read all the data, and it automatically get converted into data frame and added all the columns and put the location of the columns and extract into Excel file. Now let's try to run it. So it is already run, and all the data are converted into simple Excel file. So to achieve this, first of all, we have to go to very basic level Python. Uh, Now let's get started with basic syntaxes, basic syntax like variables and data types and basic operators. So first we are going to cover variables and data types. In Python, we have multiple data types, just like in text type, we have string. In numerical types, we have int, float, and complex. Complex type is such a different that we are going to see in Python. Basically, it's a function which reads, which take argument like real and imaginary numbers. In sequence type, we have list, tuple, and range. Mapping type, dictionaries. Set types, set, frozen set. Boolean type, bool. Binary type, bytes, byte array, memory view. And none type, none. For example, if we have to say set any variable, we have we unlike another languages, we don't have to set in like int x or string a name. We just have to type the variable name and assign any values in it. For example, let's go to an exercise. Uh, like we have x is equals to 5, y equals to x 3.14, name as Alice, and is Python is true. So it's just simple to write any code. And if we have to check their type, we simply um, print type and name. Type is a method where we have to put an argument name. So if we can, as you can see, it's a string, and if we pass variable x, it's integer. So that's how we can set any variable in Python. In Python, we are unlike other languages, we have these basic operators in Python, like arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, logical operators, identity operators, membership operators, and bitwise operators. In Python, we are going to see this special operator, that is in and not in. We are going to cover in further session. So x is equal to 5. So we are in this example, we can see that we have assignment operator, we have arithmetic operators. So let's have an example of it. And so we have assigned the value of 5 in x and y, and the name is Alice. So in result, we are going to print result by using assigning operator by adding x and y. And in greetings, we are going to concat our variable by adding name and just by print different variable. So as you can see, hello Alice and 8.14 is our result. So this is our basic operators in Python. Now let's talk about control flows. In control flows, we have conditional statements like if, elif, and else, loops like for loops, while loops, and indentation in Python. So in conditional statement, we have if, elif, and else. Unlike other languages, Python has a shortcut for else if, uh, that is elif, and we don't use any, we don't have to use any brackets in it. Like if age is greater than or equals to 18, then you have to print adult. Elif age is greater than or equals to 13, then print teenager, and else print you are a child. So these are the basic operators like equals, not equals, less than or equals to, greater than, and greater than or equals to. For example, if we look into this, its example, uh, let's try to run it. And by this age, by getting the age, we have a result. So these are conditional operators. Now let's move into the loops. Sorry, please let me know if I am going very fast or I have to do slow.
That's fine, Purva.
Okay, thank you. So let's move into the loops. In Python we have for loop and while loop. In while loop, we have with while loop we have the while statement where we can add the condition first and then put our statement and then increment operator. And here in for loop we have for x in fruits. So in is a special operator I already told you, where x is a variable that search each element from this list and print all and print one by one. So let's look it with an example. Uh, I have an example for loop. So if we go for I, that is a variable for that will be loop for each element, and range is for like it look for like each element for in 10 and print everything. So as you can see, range is all it prints from 0 to 9. So range always took the index of of that value. So now let's move to the indentation in program. So unlike other languages, Python does not use semicolon or and brackets. So we have to very careful about the indentation in Python. Let's see an example here. I have a for loop and I have a print statement in here. So if I remove an space from behind, so it gave me error that it is expecting the indentation. So just by adding space or tab, the error is removed. So in Python, we have to um, see and very careful about the indentation thing. Now let's talk about data structures in Python that are lists, tuples, and dictionaries. In lists, lists are like ordered and changeable, and it can allow like duplicate values in it. And it is created by using square brackets, just like an array. And to in tuples, it is order and unchangeable. Like there is a difference between tuples and lists. That lists are mutable, that can be changed. Like if we change any value or any data in it, it can be changed. And in tuples, the values cannot be changed in it. And it is generally denoted by the round brackets. And dictionaries are also changeables, but no duplicate values are allowed in it. It is generally it is used to store values by pair of keys and values. Uh, and in Python, we have functions. So we are going to cover defining functions, passing arguments, returning values, and scope of variables. So defining functions. So function is a block of code which has consists of uh, statements and all the logic in it. So in Python, we define function as a diff keyword, and to call function, we just have to add the function name followed by parenthesis. Let's see its example that I defined a function by my function, and there is a statement, print statement in it, and I'm going to call this function. So hello from a function. Now let's move to the passing arguments. So in Python, in Python, we can uh, pass multiple arguments in any function. So def my function, and in brackets, we just have to add a variable name or any data and get the value of it by print and its variable name. and pass that value by using my function and add any data in it. Let's see an example of it right now. So hereby I pass the different arguments and different values in it, and I got the output. So one thing we have to careful about in functions, that how many that if we pass any arguments in it, like I passed two arguments, like one, so I have to uh, get I have to pass two argument in here as well, unless it will give an error. Okay. Yep, it is giving error in here. So I have to pass three arguments in both of it, in all of the. See, error is now resolved. Now let's move into returning values. Uh, a return statement is used to end the execution of function call, and it is by call returns as a result. Uh, so value of expression is denoted by a return keyword to the caller. So let's have an example of it as well. So to return any value from a function, uh, I add a return and 5 into x. So I pass different arguments from different calling of function. So here we get all the data from it. Now let's talk about scope of a function. So we have local scope and global scope. So what is local scope? So whatever we declare any variable inside a function, then it only be callable inside a function. We cannot get the value of x in out of the function. And in the global function, if we declare outside the value of any variable outside the function, we can get its value anywhere, uh, like inside the function and also outside the function as well. Let's see an example of it. In local scope, uh, we uh, we define a variable inside a function, and we can see that 300 is already printed. Now let's see an example. Now let's try to print x outside the function. See, it's taking the value of the variable that I've declared on top of anywhere something. So it's not taking the value of this function. Now in global scope, start so that it can clear the value. Okay. So in global scope, I add a value of x in outside the function. So it can be accessible inside the function and outside the function as well. Now, if I try to assign a value inside a function, x equals to, let's say 8, and try to print out, sorry, uh, okay, print y. So it prints 300 two times because it has inside, and it's getting value of inside, x is inside and x outside as well. But it gave me error that y is not defined because the value of y is inaccessible in the function. So let's remove the indentation here. Now y is outside the function and try to rerun it. Okay. Now we get the value of y as well. Now let's cover a very crucial topic in uh, every language, that is error handling, or like exception handling using try and except block, and common types of exceptions that that we got in everyday our life while coding. So in Python, we generally use try, except, and finally block. So try to run any condition here, and if that code fails, then go to except. And finally keyword is like, if anything will go wrong here, it doesn't matter, it will be run anyway. So let's have an example of it as well. So in try block, we have a statement as x, and in accept we has something went wrong. If something went wrong, then it will go to accept, and then finally it will be print anyway. So let's see an exception. Okay, something went wrong here. Now if we change anything in Python, let's try to set a value of x here. Then the try block runs, and finally block runs. So the finally block will run anyway. Uh, if, if there is no exception in try block, then try block will run, and or except block will run. Now there are some common types of exceptions we face. There are lots of exceptions, but I am just covering common types of exceptions. To That we have syntax error. Like if we add any, if we made any syntax wrong in any code, so it will give. So type error, like result equals to 2 plus 2. That way, where we can see 2 is a string and 2 is a number type. So it will give type error. And value error. So it will give error that we are trying to parse ABC from the int. So it will give value error in here. Modules and packages in Python. So here we are going to discuss about importing existing modules, and creating and using packages, that we can also create packages or modules in Python, or explore and by exploring Python standard libraries. So importing modules, we use import keyword to import a module. And so here in example, we have import math as empty. So math is an import inbuilt in, inbuilt module in Python, and I am just giving is as a calling as a variable as empty. So we can use as empty dot square root, that is function, and print empty as factorial, and by just by passing the values, it will be the output will become. So in Python, we have like built-in modules and third-party modules. For built-in modules, we don't have to import it. We just have to, sorry, we don't have to install it. We can just import simply. And for third-party modules, we have to install it by using pip install and that module name. So we can create our own module in Python. So I have an example of it. So I've already created a module that is named my module, and I have a function in it that is diff greetings to name, and print hello name. So here I just call import module, and call the method by my module dot greeting and pass argument in it. So you can see hello variable. So this print run by calling this method. We can call multiple methods and write multiple methods in it and call multiple methods to importing my modules. So there are some multiple standard libraries in Python like random, math, date, time, OS, and we can use it just by importing and importing it. Uh, for example, I imported random, so number equals to random dot rand int and 1 comma 10. So it will generate random number between 1 to 10. So every time I hit it, it will generate random numbers between 1 to 10. So here we have import.math. So I used math square root to get square root of 16. So here it returned the value as 4. Uh, Here I've used datetime dot now, which get the current time, and report.os for to read the text file. So it give an error. I think there is a path error. So
Purv, I think file name is passwords.
oh, okay, sorry. Thank you, Rahul. So here we read all the data from that file.